everybody. It's Dr. Steve back with another episode of Core Wellness TV. We are on a spring tour here in, I guess we're in Eminence, Missouri, at Alley Spring. 81 million gallons of spring water popping out of this pool and flowing down through this beautiful spring branch. And I thought I would just use this backdrop to show you a cool stretch that is powerful for your hips and your low back, because one of the most important things about keeping a healthy low back and back in general is having nice mobile hips. And this is one of my favorite stretches. I show people in the office all the time. You can do it anywhere, and you can use it with balance or without balance. But the first thing is you can cross your leg just like this, and you're just going to basically sit back like you're sitting back into a chair. See that? Sit back. Very simple, very simple. The key here is your tail goes way out. This is going to stretch the posterior hip capsule and allow more mobility through your hips, okay? And more mobile hip means that your low back doesn't have to do all the work. Because what happens is if we're stiff in our hips, then our low back ends up doing too much work and our low back gets stiff. So usually the key to low back pain relief is let's get the hips moving first, try that. That's why I always tell people to open up the front of the hip with the lunge, like the push-away lunge, like what's in the Free Series, and this one. This is also the famous piriformis stretch for hip, back pain and sciatica that's on YouTube. This is just a version, another version of that you can use, and you can actually go into balance and work on balance doing it, work on overhead work, because that requires what else? It requires your upper back to not do this, because the biggest mistake people make with this is when they go down, they allow the body to hunch and this to go this way. But no, right here. See that? And if you have to, just imagine you've got something in front of you that you're pushing away from, and that will straighten out your back. So I think you'll find that helpful. I think it'll make hip pain better, knee pain better, and definitely back pain better. So give that a try and go out and soak in some nature, all right? We'll see you next time. I think we're going to be hitting another spring possibly, so I might see you again. Or maybe with another exercise. Bye-bye. Okay guys, now we are about 14 miles from the last spring, and we're at Round Spring, which is very cool. It's like a hole, I'm in like a big sinkhole, and it's a big round spring. Yeah, pan it around there. Usually this is really crystal blue color. It's just after a bunch of melt off, so it's a little bit murky right now, but fantastic. This is where it bubbles up, and then it goes through this cave, and then it runs into the current river, right? Anyway, in the last episode at Alley Spring, I talked about hip mobility and doing that exercise where and you know, this is the perfect place to do something like that, is out in nature on a rock if you really want to challenge your balance. But speaking of balance, that's the other part of having a good functional body, functional movement system, is you have to have good hip stability as well. And what that means is, because think about walking. Walking, if you break it down, 80% of the time when you walk, you're standing on one leg. So it's very important to be able to stand on one leg. Of course, I'm standing on a slick rock, so I'm using my toes to really grip here. But normally on level ground, you'd be on all three pillars of your feet, the base of your heel, the base of your big toe, and the base of your little toe. And you would just find those 3 points of support and practice this one leg standing balance. Do it anywhere you can. You get better with practice. And the thing I wanted to drive home about that is a lot of people, when they stand on one leg for one leg standing balance, they'll stand and they'll squeeze the butt to keep it there. But that's okay, and it's important to train that, but it's more important because you don't use those big glute muscles whenever you do just normal walking. So you have to activate the deeper system. So what I do is a little trick for that is you get on and do your, find a good stable place here, do your one leg with a squeeze where your belt line doesn't drop like this. So do the squeeze and then let the squeeze go, but maintain the belt line. Okay? Does that make sense? Maintain the belt line. Make sure you don't get that drop. Okay? And that's hip stability. And that is very, very powerful for helping knee problems because it helps your knee track better. And so you're on your pillars of your feet, and you've got your hip connected to your foot, and then the knee goes where it's supposed to go. It's more likely to be where it's supposed to be, and you don't get the abnormal wear and tear on your knee joint whenever you have the hip stability and good balance. So that's the next trick. So I think we're done for the spring tour today. Hope you enjoyed it, and please leave me a comment down below with either the mobility stretch or the stability maneuver, and I'll be glad to answer it. And that's it. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you visit the blog because that's where I do all the interaction. All right? You can visit the description. You can visit the URL in the description box down below if you're on YouTube. All right. See you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.